waaw ma ne salaam 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 ana waa Facebook nuyu naa leen yéen ñëpp nuyu naa leen nuyu leen di leen nuyuwaat di leen nuyuwaat di leen nuyu ku nekk sa tur ak sa santa di leen wax ne welcome back to the hot seat. Last week was cancelled and ñun ñëpp xam nañ the reason why, so we don't need to go back there because life B is not a life that we want to get emotional. So if we can all keep it natural, yeah, not to remind me of anything. So ma wax leen ne welcome back. Tey nag moom ndeysaan ñu am fi one of I would say the biggest Gambian artist, muy ST, the Gambian Dream, and I would say I am honored to have him on my platform. Mu ñëw tey ñu teg ko si hot seat bi ñu interview ko. ñu bëri wax nañ nag ne ST duy answer questions, ST daf dee ragal a answer questions, wala ST daf dee dumóoyu questions, wala ST noppikat la duy nangoo wax. Ñeenay ne daf dee ragal, ñeenay ne ragalu dafa respect boppam, lu nekk wax nañ ko. Te yéen xam ngeen ne hot seat bi moom is about the rumors, the assumptions, hearsay, she say, he say. Ba pare we get to know our artists. We need to know ST. So, and xam ngeen ne hot seat bi, I try to bring out the best in Gambian artists. Xëy na ñun xamuñ ST sa fan la juddoo, fan la jàngee, fan la yaroo. And I've been always wondering what's the meaning of the word ST. Because sana la di dégga ne mooy real name am, but I don't know. So like I said, ñun always dañ dee am questions yi nag questions yu tànga yaa ngi fi pour ST. ñu bari wax nañ ma na ndeysaan ne ST su ñëwee ndax dina ñëw. Like, you know what, people were wondering if he would even come to this platform because he refused to take interviews. Xale góor bi duy nangu kenn interview ko. So I would say today ne I am a proud Gambian. I don't know what made this guy come to my platform, but I am super proud, very proud. And I feel like Tay, I have achieved a lot having to sit here and interview the best. The best. I would jump and say it. The best and the #1 Gambian artist. I am honored because I had the last time he had an interview was in 2021 because he refuses to go to platforms. Even if he is paid, he won't do it. Guys, we made it. Tàccu leen seen leen haat yi ñi ma commencé di seetaan depuis 2016 we made it. So ST will have to answer why he granted me an interview. And it didn't take me much to get an interview from ST. I just made one call, he picked, and him himself called his manager and said, give Aji an interview. Oh, okay. Aji, relax. It's happening. Suma gan baa ngi foofu nag si gannaaw ST su fekkee ne yaa ngi fa yaa ngi seetaan Aji mun laa welcome sa fans yëpp a ngi laa xaar. This is the first time I came on live on a show on the hot seat and it's literally 100 and something people watching. Wow, okay, Gambia, I know you guys love ST, but take it easy on me. Take it easy because su number bi di gën a dem up mani dama nervous. So the questions that I will have to ask him bu leen fàtte hot seat bi la questions yi dañoo tànga te ST already xam na what the hot seat is about because when I called him and tried to introduce myself he said Aji xam naa la. He knows me, so he knows what the invite suñu guest bi mu ngi ñëw yi gom na ma génne gom bi because like you guys know dama ko dee jéema lekka pour boost up blood sugar bi a lot. So we have ST here, the Gambian Dream. And if you're there, I salute you, sir. I salute you.
Saluto.
I am honored, ST. Welcome to Aji's Corner for the first time. I am honored and I don't even know what to say. At this point of my life, I am shaking. I am emotional. I felt like I have achieved what I've been looking for doing this hot seat. And right now, ST, if this show ends here, I am even happy. I will say again, welcome to Aji's Corner, Nebula, Yela Fan Sol Kontong, and the followers of Aji's Corner. Then we go into the show. What today? What today?
Mbafola fans will be Yedimbara Saluto Ye Male, you know. Minu be Lamoiro, la Minu be Jibiro, la Minu be Jibiro Kela later, you know, I know Basin de la Minu be, you know, baby contona, you know, be Ajifon contona anala corner, you know.
Nga ni na ko na place on ka trouble cost janne jank. Tele tamu janti. Oh Lord. ST, welcome, guys. I know like many people were doubting if you were coming to my platform, which I said again, I'm honored, and I will have to ask you this question later on. ST, just to get into the show, this show, you know, because you've watched it and you've watched me. This show, the hot seat, is about the gossip, the assumption, and who is ST as an artist. Because untol ka tol jele drop, then they just doing they have much about the end. Then they dig ST hamu ST jange hamu fum joge hamu naka nga def beneka musician. So we want to know who is ST, your struggle, what you struggle with until you get here. So ST, we wanted you nga jox ñu summary of for judo, for yaro ban school nga dem be finga jeexale school, then we take it from there.
Well,
no, first of all, let me go back. I want to know the meaning of ST, because people say Sana Sana, and we heard ST. What's the meaning of ST?
Actually, I was named after my grandfather on my mother's side. So he was a footballer, so they called him. He was also a veterinary officer, but you know they called him ST. He was Sanatamba Sanyang. So he got popular with the ST name as he was a footballer. So I kind of inherited the name from him when I was named after him. So my family, my uncles, my moms, everybody else calls me ST.
Okay, nice, ST, because I saw a question on the internet, and someone posted that if anyone knows the meaning of ST, they were gonna win a prize. And this is something that I wanted to write on, but I couldn't win the prize because I don't know the meaning of ST. I'm glad you answered that, and everyone had that. So ST, just to go back to the question, I wanted you to give me a summary from where you're born, because we do here Birkama Boyo schooling and everything, just a summary of it until where you stopped schooling.
Yeah, so I was born at the Lajekunda Hospital.
Latrikunda Hospital, legi kuy am dom demal fofu la ST judo. Lu leer la wax.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I did my primary school at Jamisa Primary, and you know, I went to Alpha Khan Brikama Upper Basic School. It's commonly known as Alpha Khan. You know, and I did my schooling, my senior schooling at Nusrat Senior. Yeah, and I studied accounting.
Musician and accountant. Hey, okay.
Yeah, but because by then it was never like I never thought I would be ST the artist. You know, it was never like that. I always had a passion for music from primary school. I was rapping, but that was just the passion, you know. And I would go to the studio. I would record my first songs out of passion, you know. But then, you know, everything changed. You know, more music kept coming. You know, I kept and I generated little fans here and there, and before you know it, this thing just keeps expanding, and then you know.
Okay,
here we are.
we wanted to know if you're from a Gilead family, or you're just from a normal family and you were inspired by someone. If yes, someone, then who inspired you into music?
I'm not from a Gilead family. You know, singatu kundantul mu julo le julo nka wafiro le, but still mbe wafiro la because mu julo manke jalo still, you know.
So what's the difference between Jalo and Julo? Because I speak Mandinka, but that one is above me. If you can break it down for us, please.
Jalul are singers, you know.
Okay.
Julul are like businessmen. Okay. But you know, if you come to look at it, we make music, you know, whether it's wireless money or CD, we are still selling it, you know, to make money still. So Julaya
guys, this get ST na duma nangu di mu ma confuse ak Mandinka bi bye le da xamune man doomi talinding la joge ST ndeko ta talinding la tete confuse. So ST, we want since you're not from a Gilead family, because ST, many people are asking me to blend the English, the Mandinka and the Wolof, because they speak different languages, and you know how Gambia is. So people, I don't want anyone to struggle with having to be a big fan of you and not hearing what we're saying.
Definitely,
and some people are watching who are born and raised in the UK, especially my niece. She begged me to speak Wolof because she speaks English, but she was raised in a Wolof family. So I'm gonna mix and blend it. So Esti, we wanted to know, like, since you're not from a Gilead family, we wanted to know, like, if you struggle like with your family having to be a singer, because in the Gambia we all know the taboo, the culture. If you're not from a Gilead family, it's always a problem. Then you're so did you face that when you started singing?
Yeah, well, I really did face that, you know, because my mother was never in support of me doing music, you know. Yeah, she had a complete different plan for me, you know.
And what was this plan? We want to know.
Well, I studied accounting, you know. Yeah, I studied accounting, and you know, I was supposed to be something like an accountant or something like that. Yeah, I guess. So when you start music, you know, and then you know she doesn't know where the music comes from, you know, all of a sudden, you know, you don't expect her to understand too, you know. So it was quite complicated from the beginning, you know, because she would really trip if she hears me on stage. So this is what happened. I was recording songs, people were hearing it, but I wouldn't go perform on stage. Yeah, for a start, because like I said, I told you from the start, it was all for fun. You know, I have a passion for music. I would just go to studio and just start talking shit. I wouldn't really mind what I say on tracks by then. I would just talk randomly, but at the end of the day, it's more about rap, and then me and my friends would listen to it, and then we would love it, you know. And then as these fans keep generating, you know, you meet people and like, yo, I heard that song, but it's crazy. When are you bringing the next song?
Yeah.
And somebody else, yo, bro. And then you start seeing, you know, the impact these songs are making in your life.
Yeah.
You know, it changes you somehow. And then, you know, people start calling you for petty shows, you know. By then, it was, you can make money, but it was really hard. Really, really, you know. At my age, by then, it was really going to be hard, you know, like that. So, but then, you know, people will call you for shows and you would go and then you get paid petty cash, and that's like, whoa, this is good, you know. This feels good. And that kind of was like a motivation for me, you know. But then even at that point, it was more like, I'm just doing this part-time. It was never like, you know, this is what I'm gonna do for a career, you know. But then things keep changing, and the more fans you have and the more impact you make on other people's lives, you know, these things kind of, you know, contribute to, you know, your motivation. Because then before I knew it, I was in it full time. Yeah. But before I start, honestly, if you told me I was gonna be an artist, it would have been funny, you know.
Esti, wow, amazing. Your fans are watching, and I am sure tomorrow this show is gonna be breaking the internet, because it's got stages of questions, and these questions I don't write. The team came together, and you know, I needed to call some of the people that you're even close to say, what would you ask Esti if he was on the hot seat? So we've got people come together to do this questioning. So Esti, we want to know, like, what are the most difficult things that you went through during your career? Ntol ka si janne nka moy Gambian artist wol ka foko Gambian ni duñu dé dimbale, producer yi duñu dé li, promoter yi duñu dé li, dañ ma promote persona ñun amalu ñu njëriñ, dañ ma dé, even the female artists would say they would seduce them. If they refuse, they won't get what they want. So just take us through, because today you are a role model. Other people are watching that will even name themselves ST because they want to be like you. So watching this show, they will know that the road was not smooth like Lalo, like Bumbango. So tell us the difficulties you have as a musician before you become one and to this stage.
You know, first of all, recording is a problem, you know. Because most of the time, you know, you are so young, you know, falling in love with music, and then you don't have a job, you have to go record, and these things cost a track and two tracks, maybe a video, you know, like I don't know how, most people think music is cheap, but it's not. If people record one track at the cheapest level, people record one track for $10,000. Yeah, maybe not like that by then, but even then it would have been say 5,000-6,000. But even that was a whole lot of money by then. So having to put that together, and focus on your music, that is really hard, because the hustle is one thing, having to focus on the music is another. So you miss out a lot on that support. And mostly, before you are popular, not many people know you, so not less people would be willing to even listen to your music. Yeah, because it's easier when you're popular for people to listen to your music, but before you get everybody's attention, that is the problem. So that is like a struggling moment for all of the artists, I think. And like we was talking about earlier, usually it's hard to get support from families. Maybe it's not, we have not had that long record of Gambian artists, making it huge out of music, doing extraordinary things like other great artists are doing, outside, in Africa basically, and internationally. So people don't really, they see it as a wastage of time, like a lost cause, so you don't even get the support from your family to pursue what you want to do, pursue your dreams, So that's another thing. And then dañ bari like
seen biggest Gambian artist dama ko ñoo cax-caxee yëngal ko
dañ problème yi daal comme mun nañoo list gaay ba ëllëg, duñ jeex daal, because comme Gambia fii ben tey, comme c'est artists are not getting royalties, and nekkut ne loolu mu ngi ñoo disturb now, mu ngi ñu doon disturb depuis kañ, because like somebody could have made a mill, after 3 years of making say a hit song, but then danga make a hit song, so now you still struggling, and some music to stop for no, that's it for you. Your music can be played 100 years later, but you're not gonna make a dime out of it. So a lot of things that even with the venues, like usually venues don't have a price, they could charge you anything, like literally then they complication boobu non, and then I just artists 5 artists new so on the same day, and we all share the same crowd. Even before lol dafa yaga happen basically, lots of these things, yeah.
ST, I'm glad ne laaka nga foofu olof because moto suuf bi dafa tànga gars yi gis nga ñu dee seetaan hot seat bi already ñu ngi yow na tànga de na tànga, so am na ñu dee wax ne because rumor has it ne yow dégguloo olof, so war a toog rek ST laaka olof yi set yooyu noonu waaw gars yi non lii Ajis Corner rek la mun a am, ne leen dem rek tey rek mu gën a saf. ST tey ñëpp gis nañ la, we all saw you touring in Europe, and this is not the first time I think you've been there. I just wanted you to tell me how did this tour in Europe came about? Because bul fàtte again we have Gambian artists yoo xam ne dinañ bëgg opportunity bi waaye dañoo gis ST rek bëgg a dem tour waaye yow ndax nita la link ndax yaa ko liggéeyal sa boppa ndax danga dox si embassy bi rek ne leen ma ne xam nga la suma passeport baa ngi ni stamp leen ko artiste la damaa dem, so how did this talk came about?
Well, actually bi nekkut some first time ma tour, yeah, it's more like my second time. Yes, it's my second time, and Santa Yala, the first time was so successful, and when you have successful shows with people, the next thing that happens more than like a repetition, like that, so last time it really went well, and this time too, basically this is how it happens. It's not from our side, then they invitation, on demand, like that. So there's this festival in Hanover that is going down on Saturday on the 24th, and also the Gambian Bremen Association. You know, it's actually founded for over 10 years ago to help young African Gambians, and all that stuff, with papers and a lot more stuff like that. So we help them in raising funds, and then they use these funds to support people when the need arises, basically. So that's kind of the arrangement that we have with them. So we couple it with other shows, because the problem is most of the people, they wanna have us over here, but then it's a problem because if I'm like, it's a process, documentation stuff. Maybe guy register when then as international promoters, Prunimunagini Artist Gambia, Indian fee. So when you're here already, a lot more other people will reach out to you, so they can take you to different places. But these two major shows, that's what actually brought us from Gambia. Gambian Bremen Association and in Hanover Festival.
Esti loolu am na solo torop because dama bëgg rek nit yi di xam muy leer, because ñeneen dinañ foog ne because Esti is one of the biggest Gambian artists. I always say the biggest, and I'm proud to say that, but nit ñi dañoo foog ne is favorism because Esti la rek ku nekk daf ko favor di ko yóbbu, and which is really clear. Esti, gis nañ ne sa traveling bi this year, you went with your DJ muy DJ Stone. Many said ne Gambian artists suñu tukki duñoo nangu pick kenn seen band because dañ añaan de gisol leke batandi al buka sonna ko mo samba Europe, you just want to go alone and that's it. So we saw that you took your DJ this time around, and to be honest, everyone is proud, even me. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, wow, he did well. So why did you go with your DJ this time around?
Yeah, sometimes mol nyantake I hakilo to bakele yala ne, because yala imam fengolo mumin na kuoto yala ne man nyinin karke pour ye sene andiro ke ko minto ni I koronto taka diam water rek usually ka mistake ko soto yeah, because one thing I understand is in travel tale 1-2 times without no DJ. Lord knows tale full year in Gambia, nka invitation also don't be reject because you can't male invite. So I'm not gonna go to any store if you don't invite my DJs. Like at least one person with me, Nimimbita. It doesn't happen anywhere. Eman security so Eman manager so Eman DJ so it doesn't matter. And when you get there, you're supposed to play with just some other random DJ. Me along Kaminale like I join I play. It doesn't make no sense. It's not a good picture. It doesn't look. We have a team, but it doesn't happen like that. Process so long. Minuke invite. Well, need tele purke ni modo invite. Yalan. Bato dul embassy fana kata jele, and then one dong they get rejected. Wala kake complication or but trust me, nga whole year sile. Momo mang invite ni modo nke canceling yelandi aside. I have different people that can actually attest to that. Yeah.
So Gambia ko dega altola moy ST ko al camera menti ko aka easily. Walatina we have the hot seat where we bring all these Gambian artists because we only see the surface. But ST sila besila genga ST jibe ate dama travel ka you judge ST dafa sohor dafa bon ajusol le jawiata bukala fi ani moyeta. So you guys had it.
Yo, if I could have it my way, ning full team lebitap for photographer ning everybody else like artists internationally do, that's the dream actually, the whole band will samba, not just yeah.
ST, one of your friends I spoke to, he said, I want you to have ST on the hot seat. I want him to come because I want you to know how humble ST is. So just answering that question, I can see some kindness in you because not many would say, no, I'm not going if Aji is not going. They would definitely go and they don't care because the money still comes in their pocket and you are an artist, especially a big artist for that matter. So ST, obviously, you know, the hot seat is hot, and it will get hot and hotter and hotter because you know how you have to learn them. So Dusman. Send artist you never have condanka. Abesi bugenyo subsi ST. Okay, recently we saw a Gambian artist who is jailed, and basically, not so it ain't all you do watch me. You know when I come out, and I'm not scared of anything. Until we saw other media pages writing that, oh, okay, this Gambian artist is in trouble. He is in jail. They call ST Jizul, Hussein Dada, and other Gambian artists is attacked. That you lot should come out and do a free show and raise a fund to release this Gambian artist. I'm sure you saw this or someone screenshot because it's the media and things get to you guys. What are your thoughts about this? Have you thought about doing the same thing, or do you just sit there and say, well, he got himself into trouble? What is ST's business about this? So when you saw this or after seeing this, what do you think about that?
Well, you know, it's not a nice thing, you know, because major Gambian artists for the mobile alone Sino Konale, you know, and all that. So definitely, you know, but with the tags, doing shows and all that stuff, tax will mean sort of overseer and tax will sort of sometimes accept. Usually if honey a negative comment about minkana occasionally like share a story to you know, I share everything on my story. Yeah, usually sometimes not see at a back and muka check click be accept because you know to me more thought so long, you know, more not just yalan and stuff like that. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to go into personal stuff and all that stuff, but I believe Mike Gidala who is being handled now. Yes.
Okay, are you part of the people that handled it?
Well, be man.
This is the hot seat. You can't look at the Abu don't talk about Are you part? ST, hold on. ST,
hey, ala ko handle tele you know, Gambia be content.
Gambia be content. You know. Because Galco ST file with Mike Jada. ST nanguta def effort. But ST again, we saw Mike came out from prison.
You see the thing with DJ Laku and coming for now for the full year mantra soon reject because he money model in there's a lot of other things. So just because more man fem for outside doesn't necessarily mean
that's why we have the hot seat.
You know, like that, you know. So yeah,
yeah, that's why we have the hot seat, ST, because like I said, the show is about, you've been watching it because you have your colleagues here. That's why the show is about the gossip, the assumption, because people say shit that they don't know about other people. Sorry for the language. So that's why I am so proud to have you here, because Ibuka Fintifana Yediamu, Ibuka respond. Everyone knows ST as the mute, someone that is muted. You mute yourself. So manak alia janjang ST yoko do dundi jen telaf. Afala ko bori.
But aji. Glasso laji.
Kala no iba na kaso.
Ito yung kandida back na jisuma kijero anding.
ST una fatanga. ST said it's called the hot seat. So you know what? Even when I started, even your friends are like, let it be hot. We want it to be hot. So ST, it's gonna get hot and hotter and hotter and hotter. So okay, recently I had Sister Njai here, and it was about the What's Sahalat. We saw that you just wrote a post about What's Sahalat and said you withdrew from What's Sahalat, and then before we know it, best to best ST withdrew. Do you know what? My friend called me and she said, I want when ST comes to the hot seat, ask him why he is withdrawing on everything. He said, even ST, when you're about to give him a girlfriend, he will say, I have withdrawn. She calls you Mr. Withdraw. So ST, everyone would call you Withdraw ST. Seriously, you need to slow down with the withdrawing. So we want to know, like, because there was a police case with the Watsahalat and all of that. So we want to know the story behind why you withdrew from the Watsahalat. Just give us a tip about you withdrawing. And if you have a beef with Sister Jai, let's know. Let us know.
I don't have any beef with Sister Njai. I really don't, you know. Yalong was a lot more complicated a little bit, you know, because with the police thing, you know, so the beginning last year I was in like for year before last long I was in like announced artist of the year because dinding dole bija mu junior still but dinding along, you know. So you call it come for us abe ban do like
okay, here's the story.
Yeah, exactly, you know. So saying what dinding yole some police. Yalan. But in for whatever reason, you know, yenta call wala le na manager call ala. Malam fe kam feel.
I'm getting
So aku kata wala nyama rek but nte fango ning honestly ni manna ni mo manna diam wala. So na manager le ni communicator so he would be in the best position to tell you how more about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But ngala ne ko sino nyimbe kata tenne basically, you know.
Yeah, Esther, I had sister here on the hot seat because I love to give every Gambian a platform. I don't care who you are, but as long as you're a Gambian, this platform is for you. So, Esther, you having to withdraw from the show, then why did you withdraw from? Because many said you withdraw Talewa Sahalat because you were scared to win Artist of the Year. Some said because like we even had attack said, oh, some of these Gambian artists are not coming anymore to the Wasahala because of him. So we want to know, like, why did you withdraw from the Wasahala? Why?
I wouldn't wanna Adiamo is about Diamo jump for battle, but in what
just summarize it for us. I
don't wanna, and I will not go where I am, where I feel I'm not respected. Yeah, well, I've been a quarter. I feel I'm not respected there. I don't need to be there. And Kong Afu Nyamin, Diam a call Seattle a long time call and the found a good found for you know. Exactly.
Esty, just this summary of you saying, I'm not going to where I am not respected. I respect that because you know what, me, I'm a fan. Esty, that brings us back to the best. We also saw that you withdrew from the best, and we had from a platform called the VMTV that you said that they said literally, not you, that you withdrew because they had an event with one of the artists that they feel like you're a rival with. So what was your reason? Because story, like hearing from you, he say, Esti, yo, lan mo nekk sa reason lutanga withdraw from the best.
People saw me go to perform at the Sundur. I was at the Sundur. Yeah, that was my performance. The same night, so long. Yala ne mo Jamal Buffalo support Gambian music and all that stuff. Look, Fatu Kamara mo Gambian sister. It was all Gambian events. Yalan. So you know, dole tata jan dama o damalo, you know. But the rest will commotion all the Diam Bambalo.
Esti, when I called your manager to have you on this platform, he told me you're not you don't accept interviews since 2021. He said Esti does not accept interviews. But it took me one call. I called you and you answered. I tried to introduce myself and you said, Aji, I know you.
Yeah, Aji, of course.
Just wait. Just wait. So
Aji,
guys, I am honored. You see, what Nalen Aji's corner is the deal. ST came deep in 2021. Key cook a face and do their number. ST do their number. The plan do use a platform. So ST, I want to know, like, and I had rumors had it that you will never go to VMTV. So I want to know why you rejecting interviews all these years. Why?
I don't. Sometimes I don't even understand why people say these things. Interviews will kill it, you know. Like usually, look. Usually, it's not. I have a team. You know, when imagine the manager la call ya fire, ima fonte nung koy lafta interview lela. So most of these people, it's not even me talking to them. Put ya for malaf interview la, you know. Nga management all so do request all you kana ikasiale. So out of the many, I guess maybe based on timing neti yala nerek, you know, abe mo ka possible no dal, but it doesn't mean muka di molanka mulka interview also.
You know, your one ke top artist better league. Kuna na interview sa ngana on sa platform bi duma fa dem. Yo.
No.
Yo.
Yeah, you need the interviews though. You need the interviews.
Of course, you guys need the interview because it's a teamwork. You guys need us as much as we need you guys. So, ST.
You know, sometimes sometimes they're complicated. And I just come say, yo, musulon sohla darasi artist bide. Just one time, gonna go perform on my new law. Hey, you know, like not jump into conclusion. Kuku life and the mel, you know. If it doesn't work one time, it doesn't mean it would never work. It doesn't mean that person is like this, you know. So this should take elik dal, you know.
Yeah, ST, dina dolel si dinga wax nonu tamit because sometimes tamit ñun tamit dañ dey selfish to you guys. We don't call you guys for an interview unless we hear there's a
sometimes it's
controversy.
days. Sometimes I just 3 days before. You know, some dode hamdal. Why hamnane? You know, it doesn't. It makes some responsibility. You know, man, I have a well organized team, and so we get a request. It goes through the team, and you know, usually they decide. You know, whether to grant interviews or not. You know, do they make a, you know, it's not like it all comes to me. You know.
Guys, loolu leer na ba pare ñu dee interview bàyyi nañ su coow amee rek ngeen bugg a OST si tànga bi because ngeen ko soxla ñii de need platform without coow bi sax pour ngeen promote leen ST we had like you are a Gambian artist and the only Gambian artist who is holding a diplomatic passport. If this is true, you might make it clear. If not, just say it's not. But if this is true, how did you get that diplomatic passport? And do you think it's fair?
Well, you know, so I see nothing unfair about it because yeah, I'm not diplomatic passport, you know, and I'm not appointed as cultural ambassador, but there's a process to these things. And I and my team went through this process, you know, like that, you know. So it wasn't like, you know, then talk like somebody called us, you know, come over here, you know, take this. No, you know. We know what we are doing, you know. And then what the type of music we do, and you know, lan and put def, you know. So lolo la come no here, you know. I have a team, and then you know, when we want something, we go through, we make research, we go through the right channel, you know.
Oh,
And
ST, we have seen ST is a big artist. When it comes to lyrics, I tell people, if you know music, you don't listen to ST and jump. You listen to lyrics. Like Jandimbe Kontanda Purka ST Lamoy. I have my AirPods where there is no noise and anything. I just listen to everything that you say. And you know, like one of your songs, Babala Letaro, it touches me to the point that like many today are going back to that song because it relates. That's why I tell people, SD mukawan dilality among musician. If you get it, I don't know if I'm saying it right. You are more of like an inspirational speaker in your music because when people listen to your, if people listen to lyrics and listen to ST, your lyrics are power. So ST, do you write your songs or someone else write those songs for you?
I write all my songs. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, ST Walker Debinda, so ST, you writing your songs and having the power, and when you just drop a song, everyone is like ST. So for it nang de la nonu ya hanyu rek si marabu yi nonu rek geneen ñu release bu dof ST wañu ndax dañu dee dem liggéey rek ñoo suy fa xanga release da fa dee suy safara ni ka safara release.
amera ni wala ngala moro dingole folo be kala stati
uyu leen esti mu ne su dee loolu la kon doomi sëriñ ñi kon ñooy nekk star boobu leer na
ko nga fe ñamin ñing abi mu do quality abi mu do quality nde look, I'll tell you this, I hate to go to Moro Fang in the first place. Like I hate puru na duko like nka sleepless nights will mean nke bankes na every na struggle la nka minke pen and paper kala nka min safe wala bala like Ndela feel for a second Muka discredit over something else. So I don't even want to be seen anywhere around that fang in the first place. Because I know what I go through. And Nalone, it's been so many years. I could literally do this forever. It's writing songs have not been my problem. My problem have been, is this good enough for me? That's the problem. That's the problem with me. Nka song jamale safe ka song safe o manke issue. Just what to do nte fon mu kam fan satisfy wala problem. Nka song safe le mu nte ma like nga be rock nga cancel. I have to start it again. Try for the level of me nte fon be comfortable like wow I love this. So all on thing into yalan. But it's like I was born for this,
Esti, that is clear. Esti, in all of the because rumor has it now, since your first event, stadium of funding, tap, mashallah, touch wood. From that first event, wotumole open mic far. You killed the open mic from boosting the next year. And they said, because of this, you're also killing Wasahalat and other big events in the Gambia. Do you see your annual yearly shows killing every other event in the Gambia, any other music event in the industry in the Gambia?
But why? I thought I made the open mic. I really thought I made the open mic. I killed it, Yeah, but in 2013, the Alindomo time, from that moment, the Alindomo open mic, every other year is been ST highlight. So I don't get literally. Look, most of the crowd are there because of ST. So I don't get why Ibafulanga open mic fale when open mic benta kumandira le ngata perform gali still. Man am feel I'm getting a kudo for konga fe nyame na be mu kafo.
Go.
Yeah, but open mic yalo neko. Open mic yalo neko ntinge support le wholeheartedly. Honestly, na open mic will kill me yalo ko fay manju. Still, omanke fenti yalo. But at the end of the day, Gambian music long will be a start wala nyama, But malum artist dola suka, artist dola so buindi nyama more understand no still. Like nin suka tinda nin so do tinya nyama when 2 months they tema when every other week soul beke kan Gambia lebe pap kanjang mul mina kanje. I don't see how, way anybody like so connect that, come what to do in the phone like I can phone him basically.
I'm sorry, most of these rumors you do hear them, but you just give them deaf ears. Basically, we want to know, like, ST, year over year, you release an album. The following year, you will do your own show. Many are wondering, especially, this is for us, man, hale you they look up to you. Like, we want to know, ST, what is keeping you going and going and going and going? Like what is there that is like making ST every day? What's the magic in there?
Fan soul. This is career for me. Malam fekam feel, Musico kabilo jo, musico kadomandingo dum post to motivational like na from putata ni level to. So like this is what I do, and I'll always do it, you know, to the best. But come, how do I put it? Yajele fan soul wato dol people in so many different cases. It's a motara elurin je esti ebenyadi ebe kulli boy billahi wallahi ndama believe ko ngi mitle bro boy there was this time be jana bro be problem si fa kono bro ngela dinkilo la muy la somonda fa wularo bro ete fa mala e min kente billahi wallahi tallahi mala netele ko do sotonte nak but 20 euros felenting ata you know like that for real. Come 1,000 different scenarios like that, you know. Konka you need to contribute more to life to in one way or the other, and then it feedback sort of from them. I can motivate them because I want to stand for positive change. You know, I want to make positive changes in other people's life. You know, I want to be known as that person. You know, so in the musical, that's the more reason I don't just want to have to do just random music. Me, I don't okay, movie talent, even doing okay. But you know, most of it is puruka modo makwe somewhere, kamodo helal somewhere, you know, kamodo motivate somewhere, kamodo hakilo bulandi somewhere. Yeah.
Esti, that really touched me. Moo tax ma ne ma indi la fi pour nit ñi ñoo xam kuy Esti, people to know, because I feel like ne hot sito ñi nga question on ñi kale min ya lonko on other interviews people think that it's not relevant, but the smallest it is, the most important it would be to someone else who is watching. Definitely. Yeah, so, to be honest, Esti, basically we saw recently last year or this year or year before, I think it started 1 year ago. We saw no, before I go, okay, Esti, it is the GOAT question, because everyone is writing here the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT. Do you think that you're the GOAT? Do you think that you're the GOAT?
Yes.
And
I
what
don't
makes you think
I know.
that you're the GOAT?
But because like see not generational, like you know man can not generational, you know. I think everybody can attest to that, you know. Like most of these kids, rap can sign thing. I've supported them.
You calling them kids? Hey, FC muna hale and them talk. Problem or
but hey,
course.
no, but seriously, you know, facts is facts. Most of these kids, I've supported them. I've contributed to their careers. Yalan. Even before Sam Moli long. What will maybe Moli and Sam Moli and Telo Moli long. But what time will maybe Moli and Telo Nemo long. Malam
Yeah.
At that time, exactly. So what time will be what count, you know, to what? Yalan couldn't make a move a beat. So like until a generation or liminally start come music kenyola, you know, well 90% be mantra musical right now. See, minuli along komol bafla numfang hey star long before until a generation. So it's like a different thing. Since internet it's been consistency for the generation or but for next generation or not. Yeah, so yeah, Nico good, you know, that you know that's only yeah.
You know, like not everyone is educated, or not everyone went to school to some level that they would understand the good. Sometimes other people will just go with the flow, the good. Iba mirala ko nying bal mimbe jelo. It all kawale for the good. Sani, you as the Gambian artist who is proudly on my platform telling me that you're the GOAT. And guess what, ST? Today I feel like I am the GOAT because I have ST on my platform and 1 point something K is watching. At this corner is the GOAT. So ST just at this corner is the GOAT. So guys, today we have done it. We just broke history. ST, again, I want you to tell us the meaning of the GOAT. GOAT.
Greatest of all time.
Buddy ST. So Ita, you are telling me on my platform you're the greatest in the whole Gambia. Jada Jeff, I salute you, sir.
Yo, you know, everybody else saying it too. Ila comment gal ñunin kawa.
If ST is the God, send more hearts, share the video more, and write. And write on the comment section. Hold on, listen. I want to see in the next 10 minutes the God, the God, the God, the God, continuously. Just for us to know if ST is the God. Nailing them, the God, nailing them. Bullet comment, the God. In Mandinka, I want to see the next 10 minutes. All I'll go to the God, the God, the God, the God. Let's see. The next 10 minutes non-stop, the God. Esti, to be honest, I am so happy to have you here. And you know me, I am energetic. So I am giving you back the energy because I'm all over the place. I have behavior problem, trust me. But it brings like the fire in the show. But papa, I have no questions. Then tanga bukuma tamit nga danu rek home. So Esti, again calling you the goat and everyone calling you the goat. And me myself calling you the goat. And even today, good. Ba pare ST hangal yow man na mo ka sacca sa moment bi rek good bi tay man ma jël ko tay man may di good mais ma rek da nga dem tay may di good. Okay ST okay since nga ne yow yaay di good ntol be nga good la ne ab kel ak amu baleti in all of they said what's it called again bay. Okay, we see recently or last year or early this year a fellow Gambian artist whose name is Attack. He did a video and holding at first he wrote on Instagram that he's tired of eating chicken. He wanted to eat a goat. And people were like, oh, okay, Attack is referring to ST and everywhere rumors has it that he's referring to you. We are not sure about this. It's rumors. So the next minute we saw a video from him. Sorry, I need to open the tablet because the questions are there. We saw him holding a goat to show us that ne rendi na sen goat ma tay rendi ko. Wow. We attack rek bari what's it called again? Bari humbal. Understand? Mu humbal ko bam ne ñun ñep ñu top fulo bi ñeneen ñi mom ñun mom jump how high len. So, ST, we want to know like when Attack did that and sang a song called The Goat, ST mu ngi xala pause foofu noonu nag mais leen ko mu ñoom li ma leen a wax rek seen leen xaat bi te moom ST dafa bëgg a kibiru mu ne ngeen ooyee ko The Goat soo continuer leen rek di ko ooyee The Goat xale góor mu ne moom dafa kibiru ni sama plateforme bi dafa kii xam ne aji la bëgg a yab moom su ko wax nga ko mu ne aji ngaa yab guys ñu ngi xala am Aji is the second goat. Thank you very much, Mustafa. I am honored to be the second goat. Ñu am foofu noonu ST hold on leen xam naa dafa am call ma génne ko génne naa ko dina ST if you're there send a request again ñu mun a jekkali show bi xam naa ne yéen nag yéen na doole ma tàccul man tey dama proud ñi yaaga toppa Aji's Corner yéen tamit loo leen tàccul ST tamit ngeen bàyyi ma sàcca momentum bi ST's network is bad. Wow, gis ngeen ST bu mu déggee di question Attack rek si la network am bi pause. You know, they understand game bi num de demé. Dafa free si saa si. Waaw dina send a request. ST if you're there send a request. Duma ko mun a gis pour ma indi ko waat, but I'm sure he can send a request. ST basically what you do is su fekkee ne mun loo gis request button bi génnal Attack is funny funny guy, give him that, but he is the goat. Why me duma ko nang Attack tam dafa ñëw fii mu ansa fii nii xanaa moom mooy the goat li noonu la fii ku nekk yaa ansa sa bopp fii ST mu ne moom the goat Attack tam dina ñëw ma lay ka xanaa yaa nekk the goat man Gambia nu mu neexee ku nekk mooy the goat man mii tamit maay the goat fii nii soo lee wute Aji the goat fii kenn du fi seetaanati hot seat. I salute you guys. Guys ñu may foofu noonu ST ma seetaat ko su fekkee ne mu ngi foofu xëj na dafa nekk di am technical difficulties right now mu ngi Sweden ngeen baala ma rek ma call ko no Aji mastermind nga bi laay waaw di fii artiste boo fi order mu ne maay di góor fii góor fii ñëpp dina ñëw waaw fii man sa fan yi damaa ñëw nekk Gambian artiste maay wax ne maay di góor waaw meele ma rek dafa mel ni sa ST téléphone bi dafa fay ST dafa daw de ak Aji's Corner wi man maa fi dee tàngal waaye dawut nag de xam ngeen rek yéen xam ngeen naka foog ñu tàngal suuf bi yéen xam ngeen ne Aji la seen xarit seen xarit mel ne ST xëj na dafa charge téléphone am bi wala dafa sign into another phone for him to come back love ST but Attack is headache to ST hello Aji. Wow guys I'm so happy ne tey gis ngeen yéen man xamante yéen ngeen waane yéen because of ST la rek Gambia bi yëpp diina di seetaan ST no yéen dégg yéen da ngeen bëgg a ST yéen you guys showed me how much you love ST and everyone kept saying the views is gonna go up, the views is gonna go up, and here we are comparing ST to Attack is like saying a wheelbarrow is faster than a Ferrari. No, duma read some comments because yéen da ngeen ma bëgg a sama plateforme bi fii duma read comment xooleen fii kenn du fi read comment nu mu tudd ma ne gars te gis nga ST fans ñu ne ST Dawud Sala yaay ndeer boobu jukaa ko wax waa guys gis naa ne yéen a ngi share video si video bi and I just want to say thank you very much balaa ST di dugga si waat for taking this opportunity pour seetaan show bi share ko because like it's like get to know your Gambian artist because tey di ngeen xam si ST loo xam ne musu leen koo xam yaaga ngeen koo dégga mu noppi di ngeen xam the reason why lu tax mu noppi so just may leen ko time mu dugga si mu answer suñ question si yeah you know when ST do they answer question nag is the show finished no it's not basically he's got mu ngee ñëwaat he waaye yéen dégg bugga ngeen ST de mais le ma di show is not finished waaye dina finish de ST ila mool ko so kana bang kana bande he
no ni famata ñolale fana wala tin
la jila these people ST itani bota jang ñu be slotale bi bilaa wala ST welcome back ñu delluwaat fu soo bi emoon like I was saying already people are making so many comments iko ite nan di go to ST I don't understand these people yéen ni ngeen waane yet so ST like I said let me just send it back to your tour
juka la diga nga wax noonu de
waa juka Cissé mu fi di la support full time mu ne yaay di go
juka suma blood la you know
de mu ne yaay di go
100
juka
saluto
juka ST mu ne atol kala ko wolleke juka mu ne yaay di go
kendeke
so ST sending it back to where we stopped like last year or year before we saw Attack holding the head of a goat and then he literally slaughtered this goat and said, oh, I have slaughtered your goat. So like yo, do you think that you have a beef with Attack or do you think that because we all of us including me all of us thought that like you guys are beefing, you have an issue because we haven't had you say anything. Do you think that you lot have a beef? And if yes, what is going on?
I don't ni mom beef sort you know ni mom ni moye beef sort mol bala na ko ni moye beef sort you know you know but usually ni modole problem or sort with me yalla no fanang is another thing but they trust me the last thing na min plan walon ka problem or sort with any Gambian artist, you know, because nte ngana position on and Gambia musical nita a lot lela. We have a whole lot like I feel like kanyo mutakata kanyo push wale ben sambala nyato more than yen them yalan or fan piti ndo malam fe kanjel so mol hakili nyaman killing, you know, mol miral nyaman killing but ni mo man problems or those.
So ST, you're literally telling me and the whole general public that you have no issues with Attack.
I don't remember us having any problems.
Okay, now here is the deal. We normally don't see you attend any of his shows, and I haven't seen him recently attend any of your shows, like not on the list. Is it that you guys intentionally not invite each other, or you just not that close to be on the same platform?
Since when? Like what? Since when are you talking about? New generation artist role. Yeah. Well, malong for upcoming on minu kana man ke mo beti but ngalon neko like minu baby on top. Lana there was a time you do mal letino. You know, and the NGB like kutuma and don't contribute to build la music to yala. So, you know, come contribute to come build ndekala moti men ka member or cooking with damage la malon take I understand.
I am proud to hear that. Okay, ST, that's a good one. Hey, ST. Na questo no candidate. So basically, do you think that like at some point if anyone like a Gambian artist right now beef you or try to bring anything up between you and him, do you normally feel like itemu big artist like many other artists would try to boast like that fire, that boast to say okay man ST like them attack? Is that one of the reasons why Gambian artists only tampon, or they bring a drama, you just say, I can't be bothered. They're just looking for fame, for a name, or just to pass through. Is that why you normally go quiet?
No. Mo Jamal, Momo la reason, modul the music, Momo la own reason na sort of minat na the music ko na malam fi kam feel. Kung afu nyamin from the start, I'm still with the same thing. I want to make positive changes, you know, in my country, you know, in the music and in people's lives. Yalan. Na dinkilo 3/4 be is love, is unity, is mulena mulbe call solve la nyamin and in call min be mul disturb la, you know. I cannot be the one that would look at somebody and start talking, yeah, mbe kalatende ninge mutambe fenkalatende aliabi, or you know, like that. It's not in line with what I stand for. You need to understand this. Yalan, and I have a mission, I have a course, and I'm on my lane. And Fentati na lang lose focus la water. Malang
ST, I bet they already screen record what you just said to put it on all these platforms. I bet they already did. Yeah, to that. ST, basically, have you write a song or did a song? Just I want to hear this from you, from the horse's mouth. Have you ever ite fongo nene sita doron ye song or try ya fintindi pour this? Have you ever done that?
No, not really. But yalong musical, everybody is somehow everybody the mood. Yeah, music rap from you know, it fan tagale, you know. Man feel it.
Yeah.
When I come, I do my rap, I talk this and that, I say ntelong nyinti. Man feel it.
Yeah.
When the next man comes, what does he say? Literally, is the same thing in a different way. Next man, when he comes, even in a different way, he would still be on the same thing. Yang understand, you know, because that's the art. Yang understand. So, dumamuna wahne, you know, binana pru this nick, you know, no. You have to be danga wara am lolu pour sa xol bi pour yow nga gis ci sa bopa ya nga understand
yeah
exactly
you have to relate to the song
exactly so
yeah.
ninko nga fuare ya fo akata I mean ma will be fanjala jele na mi ma ite fanjala ji yeah, and that's how the songs are like na ma ite le fanka guilty fanjeji but it's not like me directing songs to anybody directing songs, hell no.
Esti lolu important tamite lerna aseniatale. We saw another Gambian artist fanang, I forgot his name. He came out to say ite yala songo la bito, or his way of singing, you stole that. And at YD or Y, I can't remember his name because he haven't sung anything for a while, until lately when you sang a new song. I think this was last year's song. He came out to say, oh, you try to copy him, you try to take his style, and he is one of the dindingos that you're saying, these kids, you know what I mean? So tell us, like, when he said that, do you also have a problem with him? What's going on between you and YD? I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Guys, write it, because yan mom lu nek nga xam in music industry.
Yeah, but you know, kung afu nyamin like na musical, it's original. It's always been. Yalane. It's like it's always been me. Yalane. So ntabe plus to me yalon ko, you know, come yalane rek ikafanya dile mu boss let yalane. So
Steve na wana ka boss Gambia nangulen ko. Lila yala dogal. Nangulen.
But industry la saf. So saying ni la tabirin nunke ela ta safrek minale yala ne mosin na somehow rek or something like that. Yeah, so whether it's genuine or not, whether it's real or not, everybody is gonna have to try to have their way with me. You know, bare malong ngamira ni mul ka jibero ke konti ngamira ngawo jele aka ken ni manke sinya kilinta manke fulati every other year. You know, aka ke kudoti every other year, kudolong every other year, kudolong, you know.
ST, you're just trying to tell us that is the maturity, and you have been in the music industry for so long. You know how things goes, and you have matured, you have grown during all these years, which I'm proud of. That is so clear, and I'm proud to hear that. ST, ST is untouchable. Everyone says that. ST is untouchable. Nico ST dorong, ST la fansol be fintila. Like you just sleep. This is basically why ST is you're telling us, like, I'm suffering from mutism because you mute yourself. Because just say ST, hey melentan ye gong geg ye.
No, but defending for like ST ma.
Wait, you're on the hot seat. Wait for me to arrive. So ST. Iko ST you are the untouchable of the untouchable of the untouchable in the Gambia. So iko hanini estima iko aha rumor has it ne kabri attack fongo ye estima attack fongo akasila fanale for ayo grubo soto ani 70 people 80 people like a 50 beka grubo because akasila ila fan so it's the hot seat I talked so ST. Is it true that you're untouchable? And what is it about you that your fans, even on TikTok, why is that happening? And how did you achieve all of this from these fans?
I don't feel I'm untouchable. Nobody is untouchable. Nobody is untouchable, you know. Not inata FM for maybe estima. Usually for the mulkatara mean for
ST, just to put you on hold there. I want to know how you built the love with these fans. How did you do it?
But I mean for you know, I do music for the people. And nimol iki fanje ni music ko you know, because the same life maybe will live kan, you know, can you hakili bulandilong, can you karandilong, you know, and you know.
Xam ngeen la bàyyi leen di call ST man maa ngi am suma moment bi.
Ika artiste la musical la moy ñamen watu dol ina ka relate wala ñam e ka lo wala ñam mal fe kan feel, you know, and I go extra miles pour que ñim fan soul satisfied and ñim fan soul they know my music is all for them. It's representing them in any way. Ñim fan soul ke fan represent anim musico mi alon ko beto le fan represent ka.
ST, like I said, Fufuma Dole Lafa, I want to add on something. Last year, you came to the UK and I was at the Gambian weekend. I took a video and you even ate at my sister's canteen at the Gambian cultural weekend, which I just think me and you, we have a connection there because everywhere you go is where Aji and that. I just think we have a connection. We're just going through each other's path. There must be a reason, which I'm proud of, to have the biggest Gambian artist eating at my sister's canteen when he came to the UK. And my sister was like, ST, ST. So when you came to Birmingham, ST, just pour dole linga wax ne yow dang de jox fancy sa time. I had people saying Gambian artists yi dañ rëy so leen buggee approach sax ñuy lifin wala di la difin xamuñ seen boppa dañu réew. ST, I saw you in Birmingham. When I saw you in Birmingham at the park event, I even have that picture here. We took a picture. ST, Ibatata, hello, hi. You spend every moment to hug people, to shake their hands, to this and that, to the point that you didn't eat for a while. You were so hungry. The time I came to you, were like, Aji, just give me a moment to eat something and come back. Adamala buga dollar regne, dega. man dama bugg a discerner because man dama dee wax ne suma plateforme bi soo dëgguwut plateforme bi du pour yow te tey dama laa cerner loolu man gis naa foo xam ne esti bàyyi nga sa liggéey tal nga nit ñi lekkuloo yaa ngi sona yaa ngi wóor yaa ngi meeg soo ku nekk jox nga ko giddaam I'm so proud of you definitely
fans dol jele isa taray yale ini molbe sonka kan estile kola continuously every day tenengo for dimaso every other day yala ne esti ko be la musico la moela yala ne be in fact be la musico from present kam modolia but you don't know all these people imi long and ite be long nanu yalan so some of those people mini yalon ko ka fire for months and every other day maybe the chance to la keje sinya clean pour ya fo ko esti na nga picture ke even do it story be explain yeno comme tol kanyi nyi neke ma fe kam feel so the best thing the least you can do is yet 3 minutes di wala rek ay picture so mimba over content indila then yalo ne if I'm busy in the for somebody me yalo ko every day akaterela ko wala but you never know who is who fanang so for say fans will appreciate that because ni fans will think ko ya fanya maybe better than for
to be honest I'm glad that you didn't forget that we made you who you are and that's the reality we made you who you are Esti basically lafta ka lonne because maybe many people say ST is a Manding artist, like a Mandinka artist, and it says we in the Gambia we have majority of Mandinkas. So many people says, oh, ST is a top artist because he's a Mandinka. All the Mandinkas are biased and behind ST to push him because we always say so do social can even in class. Hey, you pass exam. So legi ST then buga hamda because you're a Manding artist or you're from a tribe that is that the Mandinka tribe is why your music career it won't stop. It goes and over and over every year. It goes top. Yeah, is that why?
Because I'm a man. No, I think if it is that we have a lot of Manding artists, like Manding, what to do? It's clear.
The room on taka wale for more coming for.
Mole Manding artists deal less sort of, it's a whole lot. I'm get client before Tefan, and even after being the Natanang, Malum feel it's never like that, But Manding Olong Kamati, Namin Susu, and then Sempang express no Kango Minna. To the highest level, Fumolia, Faham, Inyanta Faham, Rukranyam. Wala Tinanka Konyam. Nka a little bit of wall of blend in a song soul canale. Nka a little bit of Fulaki Jele right now. Not a nongi mwele to that level. Best believe, I'll be using them a whole lot. But sometimes Kakango Mui and Kamui and of Pruka Dinkilo Safala are two different things, Yeah.
ST lolu lerna molia even foliko niaje is switched from English singing English to Mandinka. That's the reason why. So I wanted to know why you stopped rapping in English because your songs from the beginning used to be just English but you switched. So just to make it clear for people's head to clear, we all go to bed tonight with a clear head. Is that why you also stopped singing rapping in English and then moved to switch to Mandinka?
Yeah, like I told you, from the start, it was just for fun. I would go to the studio, I would record just to be able to listen to it with my friends and feel good about it. When I started Mandinka, that was when I took it for a career, I wanted my music to have a meaning. I wanted to stand for something. I wanted to stand for something completely different from what everybody else stood for, So a whole lot of changes had to be made when I took it for a career,
Okay.
Then it's not a joke no more and it's not fun no more. So of course, plans need to be laid, there needs to be an action plan.
Esti, they said the Gambian music industry is tribalist. And many people said, oh, we should take tribalism out of the Gambian music industry. Yeah, fully cool. That is why now from many Gambian artists, many alonko ibe denkilo lalkanune surwa kangola fula kangola other languages. Now because of the tribalism in the industry, music industry, they even switch to sing now in Mandinka because believe leko esti Mandinka le sing or ala musical now akanale in Mandinka walatina he is gaining more popularity. Walatina sani Molka Foloko, some of the even these Gambian artists are switching to Mandinka. So do you think the Gambian music industry is tribalist?
Tribalist? No. You know, Gambian, I don't think Gambian music industry is tribalist, you know.
ST, I wanted to know, I should have asked this from the beginning. Why do you call yourself the Birkama Boyo? Because we have many towns, cities in the Gambia. So why are you so biased to name yourself your city? Wait, I would have been proud to hear you call yourself the Talindin Boyo because I'm from Talindin, ST. Can we switch the name to the Talindin Boyo? Please.
Look, you know, like it's all about representing where I'm from, you know. And say Birikama, you know, that's that's a long story.
I've heard it. We want to know why the Birkama Boyo.
Yeah, it's just about being proud of where I'm from and representing it, you know. It wasn't like Brikama was like the best of all places and all that stuff, you know. Generally, you know, when I was going to school, Brikama, that's like far away, you know.
You were just showing us that you're proud of where you
from. Exactly. Even we didn't exactly. Well, so regardless, you know, I tried to show I'm proud of this is the place that I'm from, you know, or whatever you call it. It's home for me. It's beautiful. It's amazing, you know. So I be like, you know.
So you
want
to
just naturally
you
proud of
see them, they're telling me, they're asking me to leave the people in Birkama. Me too, I want ST to be telling the boy. Just give us ST for a day to take the title of Talindin Boyo. ST, they said because you brand yourself to Birkama Boyo, that's why some of these Gambian artists also are branding themselves like Hussein Dada, calling himself Sukuta Boyo, because you called yourself Birkama Boyo and you gained the popularity and the hearts of people in the Gambia. So people like Dada also came out to say Sukuta Boyo to gain the hearts and people of the Gambia. So can you tell us, is that what you're doing in the industry?
I cannot say anything about that, you know. Yeah. Like I'm representing an area that I'm represent you know. So it's just two proud niggas yala na mini yalam kay contanti la suwal la like beji yala na represent correct, you know. By the way, shout out to Dada, that's my brother for life.
ST batuba yajele ning talinding call ngesole until next week ni mo as artist bamam fitti talinding
no but inte mo talinding boyol tinde tara news radle talinding inte ka chill talinding nanong for 3 years
honey. You may understand me, Foka. We also from Talindi Titan, we want artists like Sukuta Boyo and in Pirkama Boyo. You better make yourself important in Talindi.
Artists will te banna Titan nak yalan.
Kenalen ngen represent you. Bulama disgrace.
What on sambi rekimina.
ST, just to go to the next question quickly. Iko, like each time you have a beef with someone, because you just said Dada Maboyo, because they hot said like the questions are hot. Each time you have a beef with someone or Yamira, someone is creating an issue around you, is when you groom people like Hussein Dada, Dog Father, and then start posting them to bring them on your page. They said, oh, ST was never proud to promote this young artist, but because now the beef is hot on him, he is using this artist to bring them on this platform. Is this true or not?
How do you say the beef is hot on him?
Every week, Doro. Doka for the ST is not the goat. I ban you kumamuta. Bailen du call nit ki mu ngi interview Gambian di bala mu la call nga busy. ST because of the call you've got your mic is muted. May bondilale then ngay bring back, you send the request again. bàyyi leen di call nit suñ nekkee online wax naa leen ne góor bi dafa gëj a am interview depuis 2021 suma moment la bàyyi leen ma jël ko rek kii soo gisee mu taana plateforme yi yëpp bàyyi leen dox ba Ajis Corner rek ñëw toog fi mais leen ma manit ma interview kii da ngeen ko nekk di ko call hi man gis naa la online gis naa la live dégg la mu ngi live Gambian di bala muna call rek mu gis la live. ST, if you're there, you can send a request again, and then I can bring you in, because each time you have a call, it would yeah, mu ngi ñëwaat. Bàyyi leen di call. Ngeen ne ST bu mu dem tëddi ba pare yéen a ngi yaa xasoo bi. Kii dafa war a dem performer ëllëg in Sweden. Anu ngeen torop.
awma beef ak anybody pour ma mun a wax ne beef bi dafa hot suma kaw in the first place. yaa ngi understand, yeah. Man suma state of mind, you know, nekk tolluwul foofu noonu, yeah. But I don't even have to put it on social media. I do support a whole lot of upcoming Gambian artists. I do. You know, I don't have to record a track for X for me to come and say on my type on my fan page, yeah, you know, recording and all that stuff. Man, I'm feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And support doesn't always have to be just because imam ramo post kaila fan page or man ka ma support. Support comes in different ways.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So nsa for nga alatindu, you know, nte ning at least 90% I can say of artists who nga good rap sort of dal, you know. And artists upcoming or minu kana respect wala katarete man niaje fam mobe wulla mobe mala fo modo e fem fo je salon ka respect ko so tay malam fe kanje so wala be to respect ko dum nak kula ka sabu malam fe kan feel exactly, you know. So very I love all upcoming Gambian artists. Momo love to support la me along content askinu, you know, mkakele, you know, for you know, a discourse on number, for performance number, for, you know, like, yeah, the thing is it akela no more big, you know, and still that brings us to yalane minute time and possible, and then it's like another story, yalane. But yo, like I want to be that person. I want to be that person would give out my heart to other people. Come on, I've said it before. It's not one person cannot boy. Nigeria star BJ boy, whiskey BJ boy, be a bona boy, sort of boy, or Martin boy, boy, modul manna.
Why gis nga call nenko. ST, you've got a call. Mole call kotenke. If you can put your phone on do not disturb. Ajibe for be mute button on jelale. Yeah on mute because it's on mute. Down where the emojis are, it should have a mute button. Try to click. Okay, perfect. So I don't have to.
Yeah. I got it. So Stajaman live in Nigeria, you know, just because whiskey de hito bundila or muka mean come Davido ta bundila no or Bona Boy ta bundila no. All of them are doing their thing, you know, they are all big in their different ways. Upcoming artists will find will be a cool kekane, you know, like that, Omali and all that stuff. It's not a one-man thing, you know, so more sila cool kenole. So Gambian artists will wale Jamal Batandinat. Jol ka feel ko nini mamboje multi ite jelanu. Malon fe kan feel the multi ite jenole nyinge fo do nin do fananje. You don't have to stop the next man puru moli ite je. Iman ni pur kallo mo nyato pur moli ite. Malon fe kan feel. So wala rek, you know.
I am sure Gambian artists will watch this, and again, ST take back info. I just want to say, people say, like especially the English people say, respect is reciprocal. You give it and you earn it, and I think that's exactly what you try to say in few words. ST, we saw you.
And by the way, shout out to Dog Father, you know.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog kind of depare put there for you.
No, but dog is my brother, you know. Yeah.
ST, we saw you with Bubakar Jawara and Yusundu. Are we about to hear a collabo from these people, or was that just a meetup or a discussion, or you guys were just having a meeting?
Well, it was more of a discussion, you know, on working on a collabo, you know. But you know, Yusu was supposed to go on a tour, so after the tour, we were supposed to, you know, talk more regarding the collaboration. It was more like that.
Oh, Lolu Lerna, ST, we wanted to know like a quick summary of how your collabo with Baba Mal came How did you meet Baba Mal? How did you guys do that song? Because not many artists would have Baba Mal to do a collab with. And just recently we saw that the Black Panther movie, the song that is sung there is Baba Mal who sang the song. So obviously that is a big artist
and a lot
of
more
all
other
time,
movies
like a
too,
legend.
you
So
know.
please tell us, how did this collab came about with Baba Mal?
Well, when we had you know, when this song came out, you know, I wanted it to be more global, you know. You know, I felt like the song was powerful. It's not just for Gambia, it's literally for the whole of Africa, you know, because until be problem killing all of Africa, you know. So I felt like I needed a face that would give it that international, that global feeling. And like you said, Baba Mal is that icon, you know, me along internationally, Dunia Be along and all that stuff, you know. And, you know, he's been doing great and amazing, even though, like, most young artists will near collab and stuff like that, you know. And we wanted something different, and we felt like Baba Mala voice ka sort of a song to about over authenticate, like it will take it to a longer, you know, height, you know, compared, you know. And kung afwe like Malaf ka limit to Gambia. Now it's like Senegambia, Gambian in Senegal, and you know, that connection alone. Yeah. But I wrote the song already. I recorded all my part. I just took it to Baba Mal and I told him we needed you on this song. And then we played the song for him. He listened to the verse. Baba, just, I'll do it. Come tomorrow. And we was there the next day, and bam, you go. And he's so super nice with it. You know, Baba is Baba, even on the mic. It was so amazing, you know.
Esti, to be honest, like seeing an artist like you and other few Gambian artists, for example, I would call Jalimadi, having to tour the Middle East. I would have never thought of a Gambian tour in the Middle East. Makes us proud. And please, take our follow Nikilim Yeyo Jokoko, Yen Yenako Yeyo, because today you guys are taking Gambia internationally, and which we are proud of. Esti, we saw, hold on, sorry, let me read this question properly. We saw that you're very famous in Casamas, and the people in Casamas loves you. When you go to Casamas, you sowed love. Sometimes you sowed so much love, you would think that the people in Casamas loves you more than the Gambia. How did you make that connection with you and the people in Casamas? And have you thought of any song that you will write and name it after Casamas?
Well, I don't feel no difference between Casamas and Gambia, because the truth is Casamas feels like Brikama. I go to Casamas, it's like Brikama, like my hometown. The only difference is, okay, these are two different, there's a border in between. But otherwise, it's like the same people, the same culture, you know, Kangwanying, you know, and all that, you know, it's just the same. This ngamol means sort of Gambia, you know. Yeah. But say what was the second question? Sorry.
Have you thought of writing a song and name it
Yeah.
after Casamas?
Actually, I wrote the song. I wrote the song already. Ngakoroso safela already. You know, so nkoni takasa artisul je puruka authenticate fanang, you know. So yeah, but for some reason, you know, like I stopped the chorus also, you know, and then, you know, I just moved on. Because what we do is like, can song start na inspiration or samba song do so nga part, nga song do, you know, so what we do time muka so nka insina muru no yin song do kan but as it know like so long, you know, like basically one day like nga inspiration do sort of boy rek nga long ko, oh shit, that really works with that song, and then that's when it comes, you know, like that, you know, because not song will be more vibrant, you know. You don't have to force it, you let it flow.
That's very good, ST. At least Kasama school and at
Yeah,
least they
Kasam
would feel
Koto.
like they wouldn't be left out in your whole career. Guys, I saw you guys asking me to read your comments. Well, in fact, in the hot seat, but then could they plan? Maybe you guys are so new here. Then could they plan questions? Then could they be the balan you know? So my buge like ST questions. In a binda yep ST do fit. So ST, we've got I've got this question. We have seen many Gambian artists your hamne in artists all industry to Inata, Ilakaria, they failed, and some of them didn't even fail because they didn't get the support, financial support, or they didn't get a good manager and all of that, and literally their career sink. And we haven't heard from them for a while. Some of them even try to come back and bounce, but they couldn't get the support they want. Have you, or are you scared at any point of your career that you will go to a point that your career will be just like that, like you just go down the hill?
Well, it's not really about being scared from it's a basic worry because even now the next song is like a headache. Each time I do a next song, it's like a headache because I'm comparing it to all the other songs that I released before. So that I improve if I can make a better song. Literally, you understand?
Yeah.
So I have that challenge to face, and like ngamra wo artist somebody because that is what keeps the fire burning. Push to actually do that. So definitely when royalty, so you gotta step up. You gotta. It's a continuous process. It's a relaxed learn. Think you'll more time ready. Yeah, time and energy learn. So for a time diala, I need time in. So ni more diala rek, akamunda ko football ni abula ke bulale dal, Yeah.
Esti, we saw Gambian female artists recently. Even Sophia Bass came out having an issue, and one of the Gambian female artists, I think is Lil Binzi or Lil Bin, I do forget her name. She made a video saying, with them, the Gambian female artists, they struggle in the industry, especially when it comes to the male Gambian artists. They said the Gambian industry, the music industry, is male dominant industry. So they literally, most of them are crying out for help that they're not getting the support they're getting in the music industry because they're female artists. So do you think like is gender bias, like the music industry? Do you think it's gender bias?
I don't think that either. Yeah, come. What to do like a complicated lyric, but I don't think it's gender bias. Musical mulka feel mumuka fumole al nana al kana nana malam fe kan feel, Say for example, our Gambia is doing great. Not that ala soto J fatale mul siata. He's making waves right now. Malam fe kan feel. It's not like Gambia bile meeting ke because okay our Gambia natale sa ambia support move ko yeah nimburi baita nga support. It was not like that. What she was doing wale diata mole, so mol be wuta itata ye so ye love show ala malam fe kan see work hard for it, so ngamra watu do samira no lembijele wayataran tiji, so we need to keep working hard dal, because you call for them for a patient sort of, timing is everything.
ST, thank you, Lolu Lerna, because hamga ndolfana musul ninga muiko, especially me, that is an activist, having to sit here to support everybody else, and to be there and be the voice of the voiceless. If I hear that, I wouldn't even know what is happening, because most of the time we hear this one side of the story, then we will come out and start effing and blinding here and there. Legi Lolu Lerna ST mune numtu dal hard work pays off. So could ligay linga ligay the push. It does not come one day. It does not work like magic. So Lolu Lerna. ST, my next question would be, you have a song, and this part of the lyrics in this song is you mentioned Makati Georgetown. we wanted to know what is your connection with Makati Georgetown.
My mom and my dad, they're both from Makati. Demo island dinding Altino. Wala nang ko jumala ka from Makati dinding o eba no waran to danjan to Makati dinding ole. You know. Na meron ni na pa bibi but awal tan Makati kulti, you know.
Lol de leer na moo tax ma wax leen ne hot seat bi I bring your Gambian artist here, and not even your Gambian artist but every other person pour ngeen get to know them, because I didn't even know this until I saw it here. See questions ini like I said, this hot seat is for every Gambian, and I am proud to even have a ex-footballer that left last year to come here in August. Esti again, what's it called again? Hold on, let's go. Rumor has it that Esti Sai, like you literally date many people in the industry, or people that work in the industry, and people rumors has it that Esti dal moo nekk Gambian artist yooyu nga xam ne dafa saas dafa laa xale rek yaa xale. So Esti ñu ne Sai nga si music industry bi ñu ne laa nga fi. Hold on, let me read this properly, because the question need to come, because there are names mentioned here, and I like when the hot seat says names, because that brings the hotness of the seat. Hold on. Let me bring this. Esti kind of buried.
No, I'm curious right now.
You are curious.
Yeah.
This is why some of the artists like the hot seat, because they want to know what are the things that are said about them. Hold on, because I have two names of okay, here we go. Okay, rumor has it that Esti has so many secret relationships. You've dated so many girls in Sikona, and you don't even go out in public with these people. Sometimes you just meet them at night and go out with them at night. And one of them says, Fanta, the tall MC of Open Mic, and many other, especially Sophia Bass. So you know, la xale rek di lay yaxa si industry bi, so wax ñu na Esti saas boy yooyu la ñu xam.
Well, turi waxoon laa bëgg
ñu ne Fanta the tall MC Fanta, I can't remember her surname, but it because of what's the halal, because I like this part when they bring people's name.
Mba Fanta yampama yampala mba Fanta yampama ino ntela badindila kuwal beto.
So which means people saw you with Fanta most of the time?
No, like Fanta is a sister. Mba matumu Fanta, so she's my mom too. It all Fanta Makati quality. Yeah, but it from ngalo ne nyim Fanta fuele malom Fanta jumala ni alom Fanta jumala ita fanga bedde ba.
Trust me, you know what, this, you know, I told you, like the question, your hot seat is I don't know how this happened, but two people wrote your questions. So I have questions here and questions there. So one of the questions came today. So it is here that I am reading the questions.
No.
So I don't even know Fanta. I think I know her. She emceed most of these programs on in the Gambia, and she's got a YouTube channel. Is that her? Yeah, I think she's got a YouTube channel. She hosts a show on YouTube. I think so. Ngata kana sila hot seat or
no. Kenyatta will be too, you know.
Okay. So with Sophia Bass too, that's not true. Oh, you guys dated
a long time
anymore.
ago. With Sophia, yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 8 years ago. I don't know, one meter. Just one minute back.
Okay, you see.
Didn't time.
Hey, didn't love wala ka dia fa. Yalo Esti, yalo mune. Ndeke batule nu ya foko man ke tonyati. Because yalo Sophia benum dame talindi. We say a fence. Akuwa la suokon. This is my house and Sophia's house. So if you had said no, I would say Esti do kare. Because I saw you.
But inte will you about anything.
Okay, good. This is the hot seat. I just say it the way it is. So Esti, we want to know this hot seat. Every artist that comes, whether you're a female artist or a male artist, we always want to know, like, if you're single or you're married. So are you single or are you married? maybe Sukutol be jele mini be jibe kai laftela, so they need to know if you're married so that they can stay away. Or if you're single, they can send me their numbers. I contact them with you. Tell us.
Ngatambi nyara, ngatambi
Yeah.
no. Listen. Yala mo I can't explain this to you, but after we will have to talk about this. Yeah. And yeah, for real.
For my ears only. For my ears.
Yes. I'll tell you for real.
I'll ask that question because we have to get to that.
Most definitely.
Yeah, Esty, there was a time like your wife or ex-wife, we don't know. I don't know. And I don't want to go there. Came out and wrote a post and said you abuse her. She's in a stress marriage. She said a lot. Some of the things that I can't remember because it is said here and it's summarized and it's a long sentence. I can't be bothered to read all of it. But just to summarize it. And later, we also saw that she or someone else came out to write that, oh, she was going through some stuff. And you never came out to say anything. So having to have a Gambian male artist like you, and we all call you the GOAT, are you a female abuser?
No, definitely not. Definitely not, you know.
To me, that is the most important question on this hot seat because I don't respect any man that abuses women. So
I support women, Aji. I really do. I really do. Come,
yeah, I respect that. When it's too personal, I also respect when the artist or my guest said, I don't want to go deep into my private life.
I assure you, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
You know,
Esty, I saw an interview with Swiss and LJ, whom I was supposed to have on the hot seat last week, but because I lost my mom last week, I couldn't have them here. But I'm still having them next week after your show. I saw an interview where LJ is saying that their collabo with you, they wrote the song since 2019 or before that, but then they spoke to you about the collabo, but you were busy until 2022. So I wanted to know if it takes you 2 years or more than that to do a collabo with every other artist.
I wrote the song at the studio. That song, I wrote it at the studio, you know.
Seriously, and it's that hit.
I wrote me and Hussein, I wrote it at the studio. Me and our Gambia, I wrote it at the studio. These are 12-bar songs. The thing is, time to get to the studio, and sometimes mocha sound on okay, I try and stuff like that, you know. Sometimes you already have a long list of collabos. I gotta deal with my songs. To jump on other people's songs is never a problem, you know. Either naman get time to what or not, if it's not good enough, I tell you bring another one. You know, usually honey upcoming me I start today, not after collabo kelanka file look a long list less and maybe more criteria so okay mbe jump la it's a song be, but if you record a song, you record a hook, you send it to me and I feel that it is exceptional, I will go, you know, against my way, out of my ways and jump on it, you know, and that's, you know, quite reasonable, you know. You know.
Oh, Esty, you know, I want to give you credit on that. You having to just go to the studio and wrote a song, just write down those lyrics, and the song is a banger. Wow, you're blessed. Nelena,
yeah. Big banger, I wrote it at the studio too. All of these songs, like, if I did 10 collabos, I wrote at least 8 at the studio. Yeah, and these artists, they know because it's a process. It's not like me coming, no. Sometimes it's me doing 8 bars, then drop 4, you know, or drop 6 bars, or 4, 4, 4, you know. But then it's a process, you know.
And Esti, thank you very much. The reason why I asked this question, because Mantamit Balamadeno Def Hot Sibbe, I do my findings. And I am recently managing a Gambian artist whom you know, because he was a Gambian, hot Gambian artist, but he also went down the hill, who is Inyasi. So I'm managing him. He is bouncing back to come back. And part of managing him, I said to him, I'm a fan of ST, and I want you to have a collabo with ST, because it will make me proud to manage an artist and have another artist whom I love so much to be on the same beat with you. So that's why I needed to ask, if I have to struggle as someone who is managing an artist to get you to bounce on a song for me, that is why I asked that question, just for you to know.
Yeah. Come usually you have to be trending wherever pop can put near collabo like that, you know, that's how it works. But you know, if songing is hot enough, yeah, and you know, another in the right way, I really wouldn't care. Me, I start Bilefang, you know, I would jump on that shit. Yeah.
Esti, okay.
How long?
No, this is
sorry
my
for saying.
last question. It's my last question. But from this last question, everyone that comes to this show, basically you do sing before you go. So we're going to have you sing. So Esti, my last question to you is, why did you, okay, when I called you, it took me just one call to call you, to get to you on the phone. And honestly, I am going to say thank you to DJ Kanu, who gave me your number, and it just took me to get to Kanu, because obviously knowing the Gambian music industry, many people, and the love I have for them, they also saw love again with Ibrahim C, Big C, and Singate, and every other Gambian artist that I haven't mentioned. When I called you, it just took me one phone call and you picked. And I tried to introduce myself and you said, no, Aji, you don't have to, because I know you. So I invited you to the hot seat. You directed me to your manager and said, I will give you his number. And before I even get to your manager, I called him and said, Ali, unakam nanga def mamfi. And I'm trying to introduce myself, and Ali was like, Esti Paul na mamunema grant la interview. So I wanted to know what is so special about Aji. And you said it over and over on this interview that Aji suma wainga. So I wanted to know what have I done? What have I done to add more? Because Nikki, from ham liga def good, put add more. Because when I spoke to your manager, he said, Aji, why Estinga? For ST to say, give Aji a date and a time. So I wanted to know, what have I done to deserve this?
You don't need to do anything for me personally. Purungane kasuma why? You know, you're giving us your platform. Yang interview people. See, Mayo, I'm this conversation, and a whole lot of fans out there. They got at least 3, 4, 5 things that they didn't know about me or in Hamilton before, you know. So Yangi Yigal guy, you know, your activist things. You do a lot of things on this on your platform. Yangi understand. And you see the same because everybody have a part to play at the end of at the end of the day. So man did def suma little part on this side, Yangi def a little part, Kilim def little part and everybody else doing their part. That's how we move forward. Yangi understand. So Law Def is for everybody, and you know, I appreciate and respect that, even though it's not like I've been coming here, but it's an interview with RTC and all that stuff, you know, like, you know, the Korea Satan, you know, and then illegal, you know, then they fight all your rights, you know, and all that stuff. So I respect that, you know. I feel like you're both at the same chain, just in different ways.
I salute you, sir.
Cool.
Well, Esti, before you go, I just want to say thank you very much, because each time I call your manager, Ali, I will joke with Yama introduce Ali, but each time I speak to Ali, I'm like, Ali, hey, call na la demba amwala damala da halige Ali sa dama da halam like yes, aji danga dang. I'm like, even you introducing me to Ali, I've built a joking relationship with Ali, which I enjoy all the time. Aji danga danga manok Ali money, my manager estile damala da. So I just want to say thank you and thank you again. Esti, like I said when this video started, suma platform be take sufi emonsa munne hamgali hell, because I am honored to have the biggest Gambian artist having to sit with you here and interview you. I've never been so nervous having a show, but tonight, even before I came, I called my niece and said, guess what? She said what? I said, I am nervous to do this show. And you know what? Because Lutah Moy, this is my biggest. and you gave it to me dama jox respect boo xam ne tey dama ko ànd because li nga wax mooy digga xeex naa fi yoo xam ne yow sa mbir sax xeex naa ko xaaral rek sa mbir sax xeex naa ko ñu tiratin ma ne ma bu ma génnati Birmingham xeex naa sa mbir ñu bari bàyyi ma waaye xam nga li xew man su waxtu dëgg bi jotee dama koo wax ma naan suma ko fi dëkk bi di toj ma dem tëddi nelaw yaa ma ko jaral
so Fansol hey Purukata Ajis Kona ka follow Amanda Fentinyala na Facebook bala so al natanga click like button nga sister nyin support kana view them malam fe kan feel nga changes make right now parte fon ya lon ko changes make tele malam ka kanjele because Aji idea man al nimbara everybody
ST before you go send an inspirational message to everyone like a quick one and sing for us. I don't know what song, just any song.
Don't depend for kafunyo charindo. Hey, kana kele alalaso. Atela dada tela tinya tela do. Mbadi mamino dole ano. Kani pachalo andi dingo nyako no. Daja uli nyaja ul stay away. Jumale sente jaka poko mamparelo. Pasati Louis Gucci just naning Angelo. Sina. Hey, thank you so much, Aji. Fansol, I love y'all. Idea.
Thank you very much, guys. You buy ST Mudem because I'm sure basically mungi Sweden and bolem ko xamne yangi Sweden demal nga dem support ko comme no len gene Stuttgart to support ST. And I am gonna say thank you to every one of you guys because depuis 2016 buy len ma from re-enter the Gambia, ma ubi my own platform, and this is an achievement for me. I will have to say it over and over. Just ngantay, whether you guys know it or not, if I sleep I will sleep good. Tay su fi emon sax mu neex because like I said, ST dafa reject so many interviews depuis 2021 and having to have him here tonight, you guys don't even know this moment. I am doing this show right now, but I don't even know if I did this show right or I've even read. It's just later when I end this show and having to come back to watch this show, still I am what I did on this show. Like I said, you fi nekk tamit to follow lo ST. It takes a little to support. Mun nga ñaka am lo jox ST, but just that click of following, sharing his video would take him or anybody else out there. And I love you guys so much. Ñi nga xamne tamit ñu ngi ñew ma dalal len hot seat bi nak every week la du ST rek. Every other Gambian artist, footballer, Gambian social media personal, activist, everybody is coming to this show. Te ñepa ñew and it's regularly every week. And ST could come back because dina dem talk everybody. And I want to have I love Gambian music. I want to have what's it called again? Sesngom, our Gambian Miss Job is on their tour to come here and speak to me. So guys, I will love you and leave you. Ku share would share, ku ye could so be one coco. It would take a little bit for you to do that. And I love you guys. Kiss, kiss, good night.